Alright, hello stream. It is I, generic underscore username, here to, I don't know, Tetris. Yeah. Intro, yay.
I'm also here.
Yay.
Well,
Are we ready to start the
hi.
match?
Hello, Generic.
Hello,
I might
Nakash
be
G.
commentating along with Generic, and um, I am Nikash, a senior at Brooklyn Tech.
It seems,
We are just
it seems Swarly
waiting on our
underscore
players.
Mancock is continually disconnecting, so we're having some, technical issues with our players here. Hence the late
Yes.
start.
There's been a lot of server-side issues for Tetris recently. There's a TAWS that got really adversely affected by that as well.
Mm. Well,
Alright.
I hope none of that happens during our players' matches. Um,
Alright,
uh,
Swarly Mancock
I
says it
believe.
should be fine. And the players seem to be ready. What does Listo mean? Is the Listo meaner
He's
ready?
ready in Spanish.
Okay, I did
Yes.
not know that. I've
All
never
right.
taken Spanish class. It's time
Let's
to
go.
start our game. Alright, top out opting for a TKI. I mean, not DTKI. DT Cannon. Swarly Mancock going for a PC opener. Does not find the PC. Swarly with the small misdrop that happens to have the right spot in the garbage hole to lead for a double Tetris counter spike against top out's DT Cannon, and that leads to the first win for Swarly underscore Mancock. The nicely timed counter spike.
Yeah, that was a very fast round. The opener action is in full display here. Getting to the second one, we see Swarly starting off with a bit of 09 stacking. Meanwhile, Top Out has got some LST going. Had to burn both the L and J piece though, and this is a very big commitment. Decides to cancel out of it instead. That's going to get rid of that back-to-back. Very good news for Swarly, but what might be a little worse news is that huge counter spike that Top Out was able to pull out of that down stack. Oh, and seems to be setting up, yeah, for another spike, and Swarly is looking very, very cheesed right now, and Top Out is all the way back down to the bottom of the board.
Yeah, top out looking very clean, while Swarly has a lot of garbage to move through, and that misdrop is making the board even worse to work with, and that might be the end of the match for Swarly Mancock. And yes, it is. Top out takes their first match.
Alright, and here we go. The DT is back. The PC with quad, though, is going to be a lot of damage. Partially canceled by Top Out, and that's going to be a multiplier. Oh, does not find
Top
the
out
multiplier,
misses the
but still
multiplier.
finds... Yeah, still finds a nice combo there. Still a bit high up from that initial PCO, but not going to be faced with the second PC, so able to get down out of that. Meanwhile, Swarly starting some 9-0 stacking, but unfortunately makes that eye dependency and is forced to cancel out of it.
Yeah, top out with some nice T-spin setups out of the 4-5 stack and a great eye well, and does not get the right pieces to send the garbage for quite some time, but Swarty Mancock is not able to capitalize that, instead with top out being able to get the huge spike out, and Mancock being sent to the top of the board. And now the boards seem to have returned to neutral. Swarly at the very bottom of the board, top out with a nice 9-0 stack, although it brings it all the way down to access the garbage. And that mid-game PC from Swarly is going to put top out all the way at the top. And that T misdrop might spark the end, make the board a little awkward. And Swarly gets yet another PC to end the match.
Alright, and here we go, 2-1 already in favor of Swarly. We have TKI on both sides here, cancels off the first TSD, and both going into this LST shape. Going to be a lot of clean thrown around here.
Yeah.
Top out, maintaining back-to-back, actually on both sides here, but Swarly able to use that garbage that they received earlier. Meanwhile, Top out is very, very committed to the stack at the top of the board. Misdrops the O piece as well. In a really rough spot right now. Swarly stacking up for a spike, but Top out has opened up that clean garbage.
Yeah, Swarly with
Down
the
the quad.
J piece covering their 9-0 stack is going to be a little bit slow on the garbage sending, while Top Out is able to make it down, but just barely. Although that 10 spike might pose some more problems for Top Out. All the way at the top of the board.
Really, really stuck right now. Not able to open up the well, and that eyepiece misrotation, not going to put it on the right side of the stack there. That will be a 3-1 lead for Swarly. It seems that a lot of the time, Swarly has just been more consistent in converting back to a clean stack, and that has done wonders for surviving the initial spike of that DT cannon.
Yeah.
But right now, speaking of, the Kaidan coming out, and this clean garbage is very accessible on top outside. A pretty much ideal board position. Swarly, though, not in a bad spot themselves. They do cancel out with that TSD, but they're still going to be able to unlock the well really soon here unless they get spiked out. The spike sends through, but it's not fast enough, and now Swarly has just as much access to the clean garbage as Top Out.
Both players with lots of clean to work with, and it's just a battle of who can get down to it first. And it seems that Mancock is going to be the one who can access it all first, and Top Out, all the way at the top of the board, is just barely able to send all of it back to get to a neutral board state, while Swarly Mancock just keeps putting on the pressure. Small combo from Mancock, and Top Out struggling to make it down to the next line well, although finds their way down with a few T-spins. Swarly is bringing it all the way down, almost to the bottom of the board, now at the bottom of the board, while Top Out has a few lines of garbage left to work through.
Ooh, good accept, though, by Swarly, going to get a ton of clean garbage for that almost instantaneous counter spike. Doesn't really have a follow-up here, though, and Top Out now doing a counter spike of their own, and they have kept this clean garbage well very managed, and currently they've got one back-to-back online, looking to keep it going with that TSD. Bit of a rough stack right now. They're forced to abandon the back-to-back, and Swarly right now using that speed advantage all the way back at the bottom of the board. And now Top Out is in a really awkward position where not really in a good position to spike or accept. Needs to get out of this board state and fast. But Swarly starting to stack up this back-to-back.
Top Out with that S misdrop might spell the end of this game, as they are not able to get through to any of their garbage lines. And just get slowly risen up by Mancock's garbage.
Yeah, starting to pull away in this set. 4-1 right now. Top Out needs all of the points that they can get going into the under segment, excuse me, as it's going to carry over in terms of score. But speaking of carryover, Top Out managing to carry over that combo all the way to opening up the well and getting out in a nice way so that they didn't accept all the cheese being sent over by Swarly. Speaking of Swarly, though, gets that TSS into the quad, a little bit of extra back-to-back damage, but Top Out with some good cancels, able to accept that clean garbage in a way where their stack isn't completely compromised and they're able to find that multiplier to get out.
Yeah, Swarly just continuing the 9-0 stack, although with a few misdrops, forces them to lose back-to-back after dropping a J piece over some hole, and the Top Out is just trying to bring it all the way down to the bottom of the board, it seems. Building a T-spin over their garbage hole, and just getting all the way down. Meanwhile, Mancock is on their side of the board, just stacking down through all of the clean, although reaches the little 3 layers of cheese, while Top Out has some level of clean to work with, although not very much. Quite a cheesy game that we have here.
Absolutely. Contrary to what we'd seen when both were going for things like LST, currently they have been canceling off a lot of the clean sends, but right as I say that, the fractal comes through from Swarly into another T-spin double, and it's keeping the stack clean in the process. Going to be a very dangerous position for Top Out unless they can pull something out, and what they pull out is a nice cancel that opens up the well, but they're doing some greeting, and they've misdropped that L piece too, and they are stuck at the bottom of the board, only a piece or two off that down stack, but that is all Swarly needs to close it out.
Yeah, Top Out missing the ZO down stack option there to access the eyepiece, but that's just how it is sometimes. The J misdrop in the early opener phase for Top Out might prove to be quite harmful, while Mancock is able to send a bunch of clean to counter it. But Mancock with some misdrops of their own with the JPs covering their stack. Although manages
Yeah,
to get through it
absolutely.
relatively quickly.
Now Top Out faced in a position where they've got some back-to-back online, trying to keep the stack clean. Ooh, unfortunately though, going to be faced with a huge spike coming out from Mancock, still building up this back-to-back, absolutely striding right now, 110 APM online, and they keep the back-to-back to open up the well. This is so much damage, and is going to be too much for Top Out to handle there. Great garbage management by Mancock to bring it up to 6-1, a commanding lead.
Yeah, a few more points and it might be quite a lot for the overs to have to make up for. Meanwhile, Top Out with this DT Cannon into Kaidon opening gets all of their garbage through and has quite a lot of clean to work with, while Swarley just continues to 9-0 stack up, although breaks back-to-back and is getting set pretty high up on the board in their own, and that S misdrop is going to prove fatal as they struggle to flip around that J piece to accommodate the position that they've created themselves.
Crucial point for sure from Top Out. Needed that to not only get back into this match, but break the momentum that Mancock was facing. But unfortunately, speaking of broken, there's a little bit of breakage in this DT cannon right now, and just proving so hard to fix on Top Out's side. And yeah, that is going to give Swarley more than enough time to build up enough back-to-back to get that round. And now it is 7-2. What do you think Top Out can change here to try to find a way back into this match?
Yeah, I think that DT Cannon as an opener is proving a little detrimental for Top Out. Well, these early games, it just takes so long for Top Out to sort of recover from the mass amounts of clean that Swarley can send with their higher PPS and just different openers that are more versatile to downsecond garbage.
Absolutely. I think something that could be useful for Top Out here would be adjusting their opener to either wait and accept, or deciding to opt for a different opener entirely that wouldn't make them so committed to such a large attack early on, one that has been allowing Mancock to build up huge amounts of spikes in back-to-back as they struggle to get down. And speaking of, that is exactly what's happening right now. Mancock has this huge 9-0 stack, and Top Out is just constantly skimming, faced with a nice combo, but not enough to stifle the pressure until Mancock breaks back-to-back, and suddenly the tables have turned. Now Top Out is in a great position to attack, accepting that clean garbage and sending over the quad.
Yeah, Mancock with quite a few lines of cheese, while Top Out just has the perfect 9-0 stack to just send as many lines as possible, and another clean ball being able to dink down here, and does not even have to utilize that resource. Mancock just dies to the previous stacks from the 9-0 stack of Top Out.
Ooh, here we go. TKI here against PCO. Oh, Swarley going to find the quad PC off of the no-solve initially. Very fortunate luck, but could prove to spell disaster if they can't follow up. As currently, yeah, Top Out has unlocked the double quad with that huge amount of clean garbage, and now Swarley is all the way at the top and misdrops the S on top of the well, has to commit both eyepieces. This is such a rough spot for Swarley, but doesn't seem like Top Out has anything ready to go, so they will live to fight another day.
Yeah, Top Out quite cheesed up during that critical moment, so could not capitalize on the bad positions of Mancock's stack.
Alright, and now we have Swarley trying to get down through the stack as Top Out doing some skimming here, trying to cheese them up. Sort of a war of attrition though, and it seems that Top Out has opted to switch to clean right now. But speaking of clean, Swarley sending quite a bit of it over, and Top Out seems to be caught in a very rough spot, has to commit to making that hole in the stack, and now they have to find a way out, and they don't have the time to. And now it is 8-3 in favor of Swarley Mancock.
Yeah, those few critical moments is all it takes for that game to be all the way over.
Absolutely. Misdrop MKO there from Swarley. DT once more coming out from Top Out. Finds the PC
DT
off of
PC.
it. But fortunately for Swarley, they were in a clean enough board position that they could accept that no problem. But the pressure is not over from Top Out. This APM is still going, and the 9-0 stack is starting to build with that initial back-to-back bonus. Right as I say that, though, commentators curse, they break it. And now Swarley is the one who is starting to be in an attacking position.
Yeah, Top Out with quite a few misdrops there to ruin their advantage state there. But does find the quick little combo to find their way down to the next line of garbage, and with the 12 spike, the 17 spike, making it all the way down to the bottom of their board. Meanwhile, Mancock is able to utilize all of that clean garbage that Top Out was able to send over, and Top Out's in quite a rough board state here. Although is able to access yet another well of clean. Meanwhile, Mancock at the bottom of the board chooses to accept all of that garbage, but makes a critical misdrop, causing their stack to rise all the way up. Although it is survivable. Mancock getting
absolutely.
the counter
Mancock
spike.
being maybe a bit too greedy for their own good, but they've got the counter spike off, and that is all they need. A very, very back and forth round there. Mancock caught in such a bad position, but managed to find the down stack at the crucial moment. That speed advantage coming into play, as well as just good vision. They are now only 1 point away from moving in to the unders phase with a 7-point lead. A great, great deficit for Top Out's team to overcome, but not an impossible one. And it is important to note that just because they took set 1, it does not guarantee them the win.
Yeah, Top Out kind of missed their opener there, ruined their SD stack, and it's going to be very difficult for them to counter all of that garbage that they're being sent. And they do not end up being able to do so. So Swirly Mancock going to take the set 10-3.
All right, and there we go. With that, that brings Swirly Mancock playing for New Utrecht 1 set closer to taking the victory over Stuyvesant number 2.
Yep. Next match is JTEP versus Watching. Is that true?
I believe so.
All right.
And yeah, we have JTEP on the side. Oh wait, actually. Yeah, we have JTEP on the side of Sty 2, and we have Watching on the side of New Utrecht. Bit of a deficit here for JTEP to overcome. Bit of a TR gap here. JTEP unrated though, so we can't necessarily trust it. Definitely able to play above their rank, and they will have to do so here to mount a comeback in such a deficit.
Here comes the game. Looking like a TKI bag for both players. We'll see what the players end up doing with it. Both players seem to be a little bit confused about the format, but it gets sorted out. Game starts a little bit late. JTEP opting for stick spin while Watching goes for I wasn't even paying attention. I don't know what it was, but players have entered the middle game phase, so they kind of just gotta go through all of the garbage that they're sending each other. JTEP with quite a bad eye dependency on left side of the board. Meanwhile, Watching with a perfectly clean 9-0 stack with just 1 line of cheese below their stack, managing to convert completely cleanly over into it, but does not have the right pieces to upstack in the way that they like to. JTEP with a few lines of cheese as well.
Yeah, Watching though, clearly doing a good job of just that right now, as they have been screen watching and waiting to send, and it has been doing them wonders on this down stack, keeping it very clean. And now JTEP is in a bit of an awkward spot. Oh, good accept though, managing to send over as big of a counter spike as possible, but maybe not quite big enough. And yeah, that is unfortunately going to be the end of game 1 for JTEP.
Yeah, JTEP with that critical T-miss drop on the top of the board. If they had gotten that T-spin double, they probably would have been able to mount some sort of comeback there. JTEP with what seems like a misdrop TKI opener at the beginning, while Watching with these nice fractals here. JTEP has a very awkward board state while Watching is at all the way at the bottom. However, can't send very much more since there's, not much on their board to work with. Yeah, JTIP kind of trying to make it through their own colored garbage to find the garbage hole, while watching also in a similar situation. Very nice clean garbage holes under their stack, but just has to access them. And watching seems to be the first one to be able to get to them with a nice little 12 spike to send JTIP all the way to the top of board. And JTIP sends the counter spike, but is not able to survive all of that garbage. Stick spin from JTIP. Missed. Oh, slow PCO from watching. Does not get the PC because of those 2 lines of garbage. JTIP with the
Very interesting
funny
continuation.
T-spin, floating T-spins. And the...
Oh, into the STSD as well. Very clean stacking. But they don't have the T-piece right now. And yeah, that has given watching enough time to survive.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate for JTEP there that they weren't able to close it out right off the bat with that huge spike. And it may end up costing them the round if they can't open it up. They've got quite a cheesy board right now. They're looking for the way out, but not going to find it in time. And what was a great stack is suddenly greatly unfortunate as it goes up to 3-0 in favor of watching.
Yeah, you can't set up that many T-spins early in the game without getting droughted for all your T-pieces that you need. JTIP opting for the... Yeah, that's the opener that JTIP did. Watching with a relatively clean ST sort of stack, while JTAP with some misdrops in the center of their board, unable to continue their 9-0 stack, having to put an eyepiece over the garbage hole that they created themselves. And that might spell the end of them here. They cannot send any sort of garbage to counter Watching's attacks, and just slowly dies to Watching's ST stack.
Alright, here we go. Good accept from JTEP, but a rough S-miss drop to complement it. And now that accept, oh no, is going to be so detrimental in what should have been a good spot. And JTEP faced with far too many misdrops off of the opening. And watching, pulling out over 2.2 PPS, almost 100 APM. Excellent display of punishing there, as JTEP makes a mistake and pays the price.
Yeah, both players opting for PCO, but watching with the little fiddly with that Z-piece there. Well, JTEP managed to get it first try, but
JTEP may have been looking for 2-line there with that initial build, but wasn't able to find it. They do have a nice 9-0 stack. Oh, they make an interesting skim, though, and I'm not sure if that's going to leave them able to accept this send from watching, and yeah, unfortunately covered that crucial well spot, and that was all watching needed. A well-timed T-spin is going to seal the deal.
yeah, JTEP, both players opting for DT cannon, both of them getting it off with the same exact bag. However, JTEP has to receive some sort of garbage, while watching does not receive it till a little bit later, so watching has a little bit more of their own stack to work with, while JTEP is just going through all of that garbage. T-spin triple for JTEP.
Absolutely, great use of garbage there. Watching committing quite a bit to this T-spin double. Gets a combo off of it, but not enough to kill JTEP, and now they're faced with a great board stick here. A lot of clean garbage to work with. They open it up, gets the T-spin double off, and the quad. A lot of damage sent over to watching, and now watching is committing for this TSC. They get it off into a ton of clean garbage underneath. That's going to let them send a huge counter spike.
Yeah, JTEP just couldn't get through all of that cheese that they had in time, and that's just gonna spell the end for it. 0-7 for watching, so that means I forget how this works.
New
But-
Utrecht currently only 3 games away from winning the entire thing. As a reminder, the score carries over between sets, so while JTEP needs 17 to win, as the first two says, watching only needs 10, and currently they are already at 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a serious comeback for JTEP to win this set. Watching with a very weird T-spin setup in the middle of their board. Can't access it, however, it gets all the way down through it. JTEP with a 9-0 stack, but doesn't have the right pieces to extend into it, and watching just getting through their self-created garbage to send some Tetrises and kills JTEP.
All right, and now only 2 games away. It is looking bad for JTEP and Team Sty, but not out of it yet. Still 2 chances to make the miracle happen. And watching is not in a great board state to deal with any miracles at the moment, but a bit of clean garbage being fed by JTEP, and then a misdrop on their side suddenly turned it around, and now JTEP, despite finding that TSD, is going to be the one on the receiving end of a huge spike. They find a good quad cancel, but will it be enough to keep them alive? Watching has so much ammunition right now, and 2 quads in queue, yeah, is going to bring it to match point.
Yeah, JTEP just not being able to handle garbage at the speed that Watching is sending it at. Both players opting for PCO, but on opposite sides, and both players have the solve, but JTEP being slightly slower receives all of that garbage and gets a nice counter spike off of it. However, Watching just does not stop sending any lines. JTEP not able to sift through for the eyepieces quick enough, and that is the match.
All right, that is it. GG to both teams, and New Utrecht takes it.
Yeah, it was looking pretty close for the first bit of the first set, but that second set was a huge sweep. Oh, I forgot to turn on the music. Oopsies.
All right, and looking at the standings here, that is going to give New Utrecht their 3rd win in the books. Meanwhile, Sty number 2 is going to be receiving actually their first loss. They have a spotless record at the moment, but no longer.
Okay, I remember to turn on the music now.
While we're waiting for our next match, we're just going to say hi to our players and talk to them about how that match went. And dinner.
Oh, am I supposed to move VC?
Can you join? Yeah.
I thought we would just move them in here, but okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So, how do you feel about your performance? You got a 10-3. Seemed like you were nailing those openers. What do you think?
I did a lot better than the last time I played on stream. I beat the tournament nerves, bro. Yeah. The last time I was like very nervous. This time I was like able to control it better.
Wow. Yeah. Very important. I'm glad.
Top out 911 put up quite the fight. Very good game. Had fun playing against them.
Cool. How does the Sty team feel about it? Or Abuse, or your team in Abuse is muted right now.
Well, I guess my teammate Ryan isn't here right now, but I think we played well for what we had. I think, or at least I felt better compared to last time, but I think we played really well.
I mean,
You guys did.
Yeah, you guys did. I don't know. I can't think right now. I have so much stuff to do.
That's all right.
Very good match though. This was very good fun. Fun for
I agree.
everybody.
Good. Absolutely. Tetris is good. We love
I
Tetris.
love Tetris.
All right.
Is that
With
all?
that, yeah, I think we'll be taking a short intermission before we get our players for the second match. Alright. Use the screen, intermission screen.
Oh yeah.
However you
Okay.
do it
Yeah.
in OBS. Mastermind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. We are back with the next match between Stuyvesant number 3 and Brooklyn Tech number 3. Are you there, Nichols Osh G?
Yeah, I am there.
Okay, that is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to get going with this match.
Yep.
Classic Brooklyn Tech versus Stuyvesant rivalry.
Okay, it's time to click the start button. Yay!
Okay, yay. Alright. Good luck, have fun to both players. As always.
An Axiom with the SDPC slash stickspin thing, looking more like SDPC. Does have it, but opts to just downstack into something. It's just that with
Yeah,
some
also-
sort of stack. I don't really know what I'm
Yeah.
looking at.
Yeah, I believe Kisat's connection is not 100%, but he's still
Yeah.
able to play. Hopefully.
Yeah, however,
Looks like he's doing okay.
yeah. However,
He's
Betty
doing so
Axiom
far.
is playing much faster, so this set looks like it's going to be dictated by a lot by the speed difference between the two players. Just that with only 1 PPS
Yeah.
and Ben Axiom playing 50% faster than that. Both players with not the best
that-
boards. However, Ben Axiom's board is garbage of his own creation, while Chisat's is garbage set by Ben Axiom. Chisat not finding the 180 spin solve, instead having to stack all the way down through all that self-made garbage. And that TDP's
Ooh.
misdrop is gonna... Oh, it's just a matter of which player kills themselves
no.
first, and it's gonna be Chisat.
Wow.
That was such a
Unfortunate
round.
for both players. Unfortunate first round. Going to Stuyvesant. We'll see how both players can start off. Ben Axiom going for DT Cannon while CSAT looks CSAT misdrops and SDPC or some sort of setup like that. Ben Axiom nailing down the Tetris to send CSAT.
Chisat with a nice
now
5-4
Chisat
stack in
opens
the
the
middle.
well.
Tons of clean available to send. However, it breaks back-to-back for a short little skim, while Ben Axiom is able to send a few quads over and 2 spins, and that bunch of clean garbage
The second one.
just being sent faster than Chisat can go down through it. That's 2-0 towards Ben Axiom. Ben Axiom with the
Right.
DT cannon, however, pieces in the wrong order. Chisat going for a 4-wide.
Worldwide, one of the openers of all time. And
Yeah,
we'll see how it will pay off.
yeah.
It
Ben
looks like he has
Axiom
a good setup.
seems to be looking for the 4-wide as well out of the DT cannon.
Oh wow.
However, is greeting on sending
that
the
would be
DT
super
cannon,
powerful if
so...
executed.
Oh,
CSAT
Ben
has
Axiom
that-
screwing up the
huge-
DT cannon, and oh,
Yeah.
places the T-piece
Wow.
in the
Chisat
wrong
was just-
spot, dies immediately.
And that's the first round for Tech with that 4-wide there. Now both players going for some more traditional T-spin openers.
Ben Axiom with a nice ST stack, however, has a bit of a weird piece dependency on the right side. Opts to break back-to-back in terms of stack purity, while Chisat with a very weird board is able to put the Z piece in a place to set up a nice T-spin triple setup, however, doesn't see that setup, and instead is building some garbage of their own creation to...
CSAT in a bit of an uncomfortable situation, but opens the well nicely.
Oh, Ben Axiom with the great
with just
donation
enough
is the
time
big
to-
stack.
Yeah. Absolutely. But CSAT still in an uncomfortable situation, just being a bit too slow to continue to downstack, and well, Ben continued to in those T-spins, and that's 3-1.
Yeah.
Ben Axiom going for DT cannon again, while CSAT goes for
Some weird opener that
I
does
do not know
not
the name of that.
end up getting the T-spin out of because of
Yeah.
not having the eyepiece early enough on the right side. However,
Now
it does
Chisat
get a
is-
very clean down stack out of it,
Ooh.
except for that I misdrop. It's gonna make the board very awkward to work with. Nice 180
Like a
spin
floating eyepiece.
to go through it, but
Very frustrating for Chisat.
it's too little too late to
And-
down stack through that. And Ben Axiom is gonna send just a few lines of clean and take the round from Chisat.
And that's 4-1 in favor of Stuyvesant. Ben Axiom going with DPC once again.
And Chisat
Not
going with the
DPC,
AFK, the DC cannon.
with the DC opener.
Oh, there's a bunch of stuff that
Oh,
just magically appeared on
he's
Chisat's
alive.
board. That's interesting.
That's good.
However, Chisat's stack is
That-
not.
Yeah. Really uncomfortable back.
Yeah, not sure
Probably
what
some
that
lag
round
on
was
Chisat's
about.
side.
However, hopefully with less lag, Chisat is more favorable in these next matches. Ben Axiom with a subpar TKI variation, however, does get the first and second T-spin out of it. However, does have to break back to back. Chisat with a huge 16 spike with their SDF of 16 manages to take Ben Axiom out in a very quick round. Ben Axiom with a very weird setup for the DT cannon, however, does get it and has both T pieces to get the opener off. She's sat with a very strange board state. Ben Axiom able to find the T-spin triple, however, doesn't have any combo to extend off of it. And she's sat with the few misdrops. Very difficult to move pieces at the top of the board here, and Chisat manages to get the eyepiece into the Tetris at the perfect time just to survive. However, yet another misdrop with that O piece is going to make the board even more difficult to work with. And Ben Axiom is able to just send a few lines and get the stack in order.
Alright, Ben Axiom going for DT Cannon once again. Well, Chisat doesn't have much of a good opener to start with. Trying to burn down those few pieces.
Chisat seems to have disconnected. Has come back to the game, however, has a few lines of garbage being sent to them that he is not able to counter. Right at the top of the board, however, he does have a downstack option to get out. Although breeds a little bit and plays just too slowly, and that J piece falls because of the incoming garbage, and isn't able to get to the bottom of the garbage well.
Ben Axiom for I forgot how many times it's
Yeah,
in, but
Ben Axiom seems to be going for DT Kent a lot here.
DT Cannon again, yeah.
Yeah, Chisat with the DPC-like opening, however, misdrops one of the
Ooh.
pieces early.
Chisat
Gets a
finds
nice TST tower. However,
that- it's a bit
messes it
greedy
up a
going
little
with
bit.
the TST option rather
It wasn't real TST tower, actually. But
Yeah, there was a. Chisat just didn't find the right stacking option
yeah.
there, and that's 8 to 5%.
Yeah, TKI bag, it looks like, both players. However, Chisat going for some sort of non-opener, while Ben Axiom going for the TKI. Ben Axiom covers the garbage well right as it arrives. A little bit of unfortunate timing. Chisat with a few misdrops. Looks a little bit like he's playing Among Us, but not quite.
Certainly. Yeah, the time is ticking for Chisat. Chisat needs to turn this around as soon as possible, and we'll see. Chisat has a bit of an uncomfortable placement right now, but nothing too big. Manages to find that L spin.
Well, Ben Axiom with the
and
Jameis
spin
drop
up.
creates a donation of some sort, and does opt to go for it. Oh, never mind. Just
Oh,
stacks it down,
That's
breaks
a nice
back to back.
spin setup from Ben Axiom out of that misstep.
Yeah.
Chisat has a bit of a parity issue, and not getting the right pieces.
Yeah, is able to barely get through the stack, but is it in time to get rid of the onslaught of incoming garbage? No, it is not. Match point for Ben Axiom.
A bit too slow. Alright, an Axiom going for TKI.
She sat with the DC cannon.
That is DC cannon.
Ben Axiom looking a little
believe he's got
confused as to what to do next. However, Chisat seems to have opted for some sort of PCO opener, but misdrops it.
Chisat opens up the well.
Well, Chisat with a great
Perfectly
donation
well.
available, however,
Okay,
plays it
but-
very slowly, does not go for the donation.
Wait the eyepiece and really need to work quickly. Unless. No.
Chisat
that's
with
gonna
some
be it for
really
Brooklyn
bad
Tech.
timing and just playing slightly slower is spells the end of
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah.
Chisat says in chat, this ping is unplayable, and the other player is unavailable, so it seems that'll be the end of this stream. We're done.
Yeah. We're done. I messed up the scheduling, guys. So, that's the end of our stream. I hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed our matches.
Okay, yeah.
Come back next week. I'll make sure to ping in the Discord who won this match. Stuyvesant 3 versus Brooklyn Tech 3.
Yep.
But thank you for watching.
Yep. Okay, goodbye, chat.